Hey adventurers, we are back with another bag review. Today we're going to be checking out the Wandrd Prvke Lite. If you've been following us for a while, you know how much we love the Wandrd Prvke bag. This is the bag that we go to for day-to-day adventures, travel, everything, especially since we're always carrying our camera gear. I don't really use much else just because this carries everything that I need from my laptop to our camera gear to the drone and some extra jackets, etc. So we take it out with us when we're out here locally, when we are traveling, and everything in between. I have very few complaints about this bag, and what's impressive is they came up with a newer version that has some improvements as well as 3 different sizes. But I'm not going to be checking those out today. I'm going to be checking out the Wandrd Prvke Lite. The Lite takes some of the best features from the Wandrd Prvke line and, well, it makes it lighter. Primarily got this bag, especially for Esther, since this is a little bit big on her, so she wanted something a little bit smaller that looks and feels a little more feminine and petite. Now, that's not to say a guy can't rock this, because obviously it's a beautiful looking bag. It's just smaller profile, so that if you're not carrying as much gear or you don't need as much space, this is the way to go. One of the biggest differences is the width of this bag. Look at that change. I think the Wandrd Prvke Lite is now a 5-inch bag as opposed to whatever the Wandrd was, but you can see it's a pretty significant depth change, and so it also sits a lot lower profile to your back. And to compare the size, I will put it on my back, do a little spin around so that you can see it. I'll compare this one, the Wandrd Prvke Lite, to the Wandrd Prvke regular one, 31 liter that I carry. Checking out the exterior, they did a lot of work on the back panel and the straps. Again, I don't really have complaints about the Wandrd Prvke bag. It's always been really comfortable to me. I've carried it with full load, but they've made this even cushier and even more comfortable. The back panel is a lot different. They have a lot more thicker cushions, and even the pad feels significantly thicker. It also looks like it breathes a lot better because of the design and the way they've done these cushions. They also added a strap-on right here. That is to run your luggage through it if you do want to stick it on top. That is one thing I guess I never really did with the bag, but if I have that feature, I will definitely be using it. On the old bag, there was a passport section here, which I really liked using, especially when we were traveling. I could keep it secure, knowing it was against my back. Plus, I kept some business cards and some things I needed handy. On the newer versions, it is still there, but hidden. Unfortunately, on the Prvke Lite, they don't have one, but that's not too big a deal. They still have an expandable water bottle holder and side access to the camera. All super familiar. There's also the front zipper pocket to keep anything organized that you need up front, easy access to. It is a flat section. I don't know that I kept too much there. It was just kind of small things I needed to throw in, needed easy access to. If you're traveling internationally, some documents, it's nice to have there. And on the top, there's a small zippered section right here. You can see that. And that is just a felted protected zipper section to keep like sunglasses, anything that you need a little extra protection on, but easy access to. I throw my keys in there a lot, especially when I'm out and about. It has the same expandable roll top design where you can unclip it, roll it out, and it expands the bag significantly. When the top is rolled down, this bag is, and when it's rolled up, and that's opposed to my regular 31 liter Wandrd Prvke bag. What I like about this is you can still really secure it tightly with this strap. Anytime I've filled it to the top, I can still really cinch down on this and it holds everything in well. A lot of times it's just extra clothes, jackets, anything light that I want to throw in here. I don't really like it filled up all the way to the top all the time, but it's nice to have that option, especially for that extra clothing on some colder adventures or when we need additional layers. One thing that was a little bit annoying about the older version of the bag is that the duffel handles, which is really nice to have, they have a magnet built into it. Now, the magnet wasn't super strong, so a lot of times this guy fell and I would feel it against my back or anything of that sort. They've improved that by putting stronger magnets in here, and you can really feel the difference. It holds it together nicely, but it's still easy to take apart there's not much resistance there, but you could tell the difference on how well it holds. It's still holding. Let's take a look inside. One thing that's great about these bags is there's so many different access points. This has the clamshell design. Now the first thing you'll notice is the old bag did not have all these organization pockets, which I'm a little bit jealous that Esther gets all of this. It's just extra places to put anything you need, batteries, cables, and whatnot. Now the Wandrd Prvke Lite has a laptop sleeve, but it doesn't have a tablet sleeve as well. Now for me, that's not a big deal because I don't carry both, but if you do have both, you want to keep that in mind. I do like that these pockets are all zippered as well, so it really keeps everything secure. The other difference is the interior is now the same color as the exterior, which is just kind of an aesthetic thing. All the older bags, it was always black on the inside. Now you get it to match from the inside to the outside. The camera cube is also built in. The old one, you could actually take the camera cube out so that you could transition it from a camera backpack to a regular backpack. That never really happened for me because we were always carrying camera gear, so I actually prefer this design. You can actually still remove all of these dividers and pull out this bottom thing to make it one huge bucket. This top one is the divider between that top section and the bottom section. So you can actually still do a transition if you want to, but it takes a little bit more work as opposed to pulling out just one cube. The main reason why I didn't love the older design is because the cube is nice to have as an optional thing that you can remove or put back, but because I was always carrying camera gear anyways, there were some extra pieces with this that just made it a little clunkier. So you had this strap, or you had this flap that could protect the cube or close the cube, which I just had to tuck away because it was just always in the way. Plus, there's just a little gap in between when you, if it's not packed fully. Now, they have ways to cinch it all up, and it's not too much of a bother, but I do like the new design because it's just all built in there. Another difference is how you access this top panel through the back as well. This used to be a mesh pocket, and honestly, I never leave it zipped. I just always wanted access to this. I carried my drone in here a lot, and so when I wanted to open the clamshell, I just wanted to be able to access my drone right away, so I didn't zip this up. In the new design, the flap, rather than going from top down, goes from down up, and it has a mechanism that you can open it really quickly. There's just these two loops, pull, and boom, it's open. I'd like to think that now if I'm using this one, I would probably zip it up more often. And even if I don't zip it up, it falls more into place, whereas the other one, I had that flap kind of covering up my camera gear as well. It's another great improvement that's just a small detail that I never really thought about, but it's a nice touch. The regular Wandrd Prvke also has a few organization pockets in the side access flap for the camera. The Wandrd Lite does not have that. That's okay. I actually did like it. It was a place where I kept an extra battery and some memory cards just when I need it really handy. So we'll see if I miss that, but because Esther's carrying this bag mostly and I'll be carrying the other bag anyways, I'll probably have all that gear, and this will just be for some additional stuff that Esther's carrying. So that's it. They've made some minor changes. With the Wandrd Prvke Lite, they've just made the profile smaller. It is a great option for if you're not carrying a ton of camera gear, or you're a smaller petite person that you want a bag that actually looks proportional to you. And I just love all the new little touches that they've put into the bag. Makes me a little bit jealous and makes me want to get the new Wandrd Prvke regular series, so maybe I'll do that. If you want to check out more tech specs or more details of this bag, click on the link below. We also have a link to our best camera backpack blog post that you can check out. If there are any other bags you want us to review or check out, let us know in the comments below as well. Otherwise, we'll see you soon.